Hello, I'm Shotaro Asano. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. This channel is a talk room where I share real, unfiltered conversations about career and learnings, primarily through discussion and dialogue with guests I really want to talk to. So today's guest is Arwa. Arwa is my classmate at Shizenkan. Yay! Arwa, thank you for joining.
Thank you. Sure, it's amazing to have come here and be part of this. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
well, thank you is all mine. Thank you for sharing your precious time in Saturday morning. It's great. So this week we don't have any class since everybody is in the India trip.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. So I think you're from India, and
Mm-hmm.
what part of India are you from? Because
Uh,
India is
so
very big country, as far as I know.
that's true.
Yeah,
So I come from a city in the west part of India, very
this
close
part.
to
Yes.
Mumbai,
Okay.
called as
Mm.
Pune, Pune.
Permanent. Yeah. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I have spent my life between Pune and there's another city down south called as Kolhapur,
Mm-hmm.
which is another smaller city.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spent my time between Kolhapur and Pune.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
I
come from
see.
the western part of India, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Do
Yeah.
you know where the India trip is headed to? I think they're staying at Soil, Soil,
Yeah,
the
that's
name of
right.
the school.
Yeah. So the school is in close to Delhi in Gurgaon.
Delhi. Oh, okay. I see, I
Yeah,
see, I see.
so it's way north, up there, close to the capital city.
Mm, mm.
And I think everyone is traveling today to different parts in the north. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So you grew up in Pune, which is very close to Mumbai. And I've been to Mumbai and Delhi and also Kolkata.
oh wow,
Kolkata, yes, when I was working as a recruit holding employee.
interesting.
And yeah, and I found Mumbai very energetic city, but at the same time very crowded and very somewhat chaotic. And also the air pollution at the time was pretty intense.
Yeah,
That was like 10, 15 years ago. But I think you grew up near Mumbai and saw many developments of the city for decades. So I'm curious to know how you see your home city, how it evolved.
yeah, that's an interesting question. So as you mentioned, when you especially when you go from Japan, you always
Mhm.
feel India is very chaotic.
Yeah.
I think India works that way. India cannot
Yes.
work in an organized way. We call it organized chaos. So
Mm,
if everything is organized like in
that's
Japan,
interesting.
people will get confused.
Yeah, yeah.
We strive in the chaos, and that's
Mm,
how we get our energy, like most of the Indians, I would say.
yes.
And looking at the developments that are happening over the past few years, it's really interesting and has changed my perspective of my own country in the
Mm,
over a period of decade. Like I travel once every year during December and New Year's break.
mm, mm.
And each time when I land in Mumbai, I feel something is changed. So the
I see.
pace of development is so fast.
Mm,
And as you mentioned about the energy and that people want to do something is so big. It's very interesting and very promising at the same
mm,
time.
mm, mm,
Um, So I think, and this kind of thing you find perhaps in almost each part of the country, because also the population is huge, it's young and educated. Most of them have resources to do
mhm.
something. So yeah, that's how I look at it of late.
Yeah. So many people in India are, of course, speak English very
Mm.
fluently. So exposed to international information or international connection like you often. And yeah, so as you said, India is for sure the most promising area that is going to develop in the future for sure. And thank you. And so we already talked about your background a little bit, but could you touch on your brief background of your maybe education and your like first career in India, and then what brought you to Japan?
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in India and I studied for my graduation program, I studied architecture.
Mm.
So I studied how to design buildings and
Oh, architecture
what
of
kind of,
buildings.
yes,
Mm.
and city planning, urban planning,
I
landscape
see.
design. So I did a, a full 5 years degree program in architecture. And while so architecture basically give you kind of exposes you to so many different dimensions of design at the same time,
Mm,
and
mm,
not
mm.
just designing buildings.
Yes. Yeah.
And while doing so during the program, I learned about industrial design.
Mm,
And there is like until then I didn't know there exists something called as industrial design, because I just looked design as a child
mm,
or
mm,
while I was choosing my career. And in that during that period of studies, I met some people who were designing products, and I got interested in the field. That
mm,
what is
mm,
this looks so cool that I can design a plane, or I can design a refrigerator, or a washing
mm, mm,
machine, or
mm,
it could be anything,
mm,
not just buildings. And then, based on that curiosity, I decided that I want to do a master's program in
mhm,
industrial design.
mm,
But
mm.
I didn't want to
That's-
jump into it directly, because it was kind of a transition from architecture to industrial design. Because even though the fundamentals of design remain the same, the applications are different. The
mm,
approach is much different. So I chose to do an internship at one of the design studios in India.
mm,
So luckily, it so happened that the founder of that design studio was an alumni of my architecture school. So I approached my professor and then approached him, and that's how got the internship.
mm,
And I worked there extensively for about a year and a half, understood
mm.
the entire process of how
Yes.
industrial design works beyond educational system, basically get a practical experience of the entire process. And I was
Mm,
very certain that, okay, this is what I want to do.
mm, mm, mm.
And then I applied different universities. And in the meantime, there was a very interesting program I found in India. It was called as International School of Design.
I see.
So basically, it was a French school based in India.
Mm-hmm.
So my faculty was French and
Mm,
different
mm,
parts of the world, and we were half Indian students and half French students.
mm,
And we had this kind of like an enclosed campus outside the city of Pune,
mm, mm,
where we
mm.
lived there, studied there. It was a world within a world kind of a thing.
That's Institute Superior de Design, the
Yeah,
ISD.
yes, that's correct. Yeah.
I'm not sure if my French, I did the correct pronunciation in French, but do you speak French?
No,
Some? No?
no,
Okay.
not, no. Only like Sawa.
Yeah, ça va. Ça va bien, yeah. Ça va bien, yeah. Ça va bien. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Okay, I see. Interesting. So currently you work as the product designer of
Hmm.
audio product. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How is your like a daily work routine look like? Is it like research, crafting like some kind of design? And I'm curious to know what you do.
Yeah. Um, so so coming back to industrial design, basically,
Hmm.
currently, because I work with as an in-house design in an in-house design studio,
Yes.
I'm designing audio products for JVC. So my work starts, or my day looks like, so any product development takes about, in my organization, like a pair of earphones can take about 6 to 8 months,
Mm, mm,
from
mm,
inception of idea till it undergoes production. And then after production, the engineers take over.
mm,
So let's say I get a design brief, then I do research first in terms of what kind of design do I have to create. I have to understand who am I creating this design for.
mm.
So understand the
Right.
user target and what are the needs of the user. So try to
Mm, mm,
create like an empathy map, user scenario map, user experience map for that particular target group.
mm,
And what are their aspirations, what kind of product do they like, what are their goals in future, kind of create an entire story about the user. That is
mm,
the first
mm,
step. And then go back to reality about the technicalities of the product. Where can I mix the reality versus the aspirational value together to create the new design. So that sets the direction for the project. And then based on that, we draw different ideas. And then From the drawing, we 3D model the different ideas
Mm,
according to the technical pack. And then once the rough design is created, then it undergoes development, like it needs a lot of refinement. From
mm,
that
mm.
step, you also have to consider about the manufacturing limitations. Then
Yes, yeah.
comes the all these things are kind of happening simultaneously many a times,
Hmm.
like it's not as linear, it's very overlapping.
Yes.
And
So
then
probably a little bit chaotic. In
no, there is a structure.
There is a
It
structure.
is not
Okay.
as chaotic, I would say. Maybe I'm sounding like one.
No,
But
no,
this
no, no.
happens, maybe this happens over a period of time, so it is one step at a time kind of a thing.
I
But
see.
in the
Mm,
background, like
yeah.
one influences the another.
Right. I said that because in the classroom, I think you're really good at asking questions and also abstracting the concept like very quickly and put it in your words in a very simple and straightforward way. And I admire you for that. And so I thought maybe you're used to gathering a lot of information and take out the essence of this
Yes.
abstract.
Yes.
So I think you're trained that way was
Yes.
my understanding of how you think.
Yeah, I think that's very rightly put how you say it. Trying to look at problems in a more understandable way or a more simplistic way
Mm.
is has become a habit over a
Hmm.
period of time, because in the end you also have to explain that to somebody else,
Yeah,
like what you're thinking, what's your vision. So definitely I think it's an acquired
I see.
over
By the way,
the past few
go,
years.
go back to your daily work thing.
Mhm.
Do you work in Japanese mostly or in English?
I work in Japanese.
Yeah, I noticed that your fluency of Japanese is very, very high. So, how many years have you been speaking Japanese?
It's interesting. So I picked up Japanese actually past 4 or 5 years, I would
Hmm.
say. So
Only? Wow, amazing.
yeah, in my initial first to fourth year, I spoke no Japanese,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
very basic words, I would say. Somewhere I thought that I'll just pick it up on the way as I move ahead, but that never happened. So I decided to go to a school and study Japanese. So
I see. I see.
yeah. However, I still have a lot of work to do. It's not as
Hmm.
yeah. I have like I struggle with kanji and reading and many
Oh yeah,
things.
of course. Japanese struggle with kanji also as well. I mean, yeah, it's always hard. Yeah. Sorry, I asked so too many questions. But so you went to ISD, then you went to the internship at JBC, then you entered, became an employee to JBC and came to Japan. Is that the order?
Yeah.
No. Is there any like Japanese drama or I don't know some kind of like TV show that you regularly see and learn Japanese?
No,
No,
I don't watch any anime or TV show
I see. So you
because
learn by conversation. You learn
that's
Japanese
true.
by conversation. I see. Hmm.
I think I spend 8 to 9 hours in office with all my Japanese colleagues. So
Ah,
I get
okay.
exposure to Japanese. And then when I come back home, I need language which I don't have to stress my brain with.
Yes.
And that is perhaps English or maybe Hindi or whatever, Marathi or any
Wow.
other
Are
language.
you only the non-Japanese in your office?
Not lately. We have
No. Okay.
few more people who have joined recently. But when I joined the organization, I was the only non-Japanese speaking Indian
Hmm.
person in the office.
Wow. Wow. Sounds pretty tough to start your career in Japan. No, not much.
Yeah.
You were like
Actually,
total
when I think of
outsider,
it,
right?
yeah, when I think of it now, I think I was just curious and wanted to try something, and
Hmm.
I didn't
Hmm.
see that as a hurdle, and I wanted
Hmm.
to take it as a challenge maybe from where I stand right now. But yeah, it has definitely been a journey.
Mm,
Many times there are hard days, weak days, but then when you achieve like small, tiny steps, I think that has been a very fulfilling
mm,
experience,
mm.
I would say.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thank you. I see. And what was your connection between Shizenkan and what made you apply to Shizenkan?
Hmm. So I have been wanting to do some studies, some
Mm,
academic things for a long time. And slowly, not just product design, but I wanted to also expand in terms of understanding the strategic design part. Like
mm,
going to the core, like one step before the product, like just the product design, like not aesthetic
yes,
design, but look
yes.
at the bigger picture.
Mm,
And therefore, I felt like,
makes sense.
uh, should I do masters in like strategic design, or should I pursue something else? And then I found MBA program at Shizenkan, which is
Mm,
very interesting and not conventional MBA program
mm,
into finance or marketing, or not. It is covering like a very broad spectrum of things that we are studying, and it was fitting in perfectly in how I would see as a transition or in the next phase of what I'm curious or wanting to do.
mm.
And it aligned with those things. And I learned about this program from a friend who was studying at Shizenkan. And we
Okay,
would
I
have
see.
these discussions about what kind of things he's doing and where is he heading towards, kind of a thing. Based on that, I thought, okay, let's give it a shot and see, apply and see where it goes and how it goes. And yeah, I'm quite happy in the journey of past few months. It has been really rewarding.
I see. So my next question was how you feel about your learnings in Shizenkan the past 4 months, and can you maybe pick one or two like most rewarding part of Shizenkan?
Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to think of it in a way, but I think the most how it has opened my doors of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like earlier,
Mm,
if I thought only like A, B, C, D, but
mm,
understanding the chain reaction, like
mm,
how one can impact the another to another.
mm,
For example, we study one subject and then we see that we apply those subjects not for just that, but it also applies to another one. So basically, changing perspective and dynamics of so many things has been very interesting, was
mm,
one thing. And second thing, which has also been very interesting, is about interaction or like communication with people, like everyone, like people to people management or soft skills, as we say, is also very interesting because we all come from different backgrounds, different experiences, and also cultures. And
mm,
then when we are working as a team together, it is so interesting to hear different perspectives, maybe for the same particular thing. So that is also a great learning experience, I would say.
mm.
Yeah, and many more for sure.
Anymore. So great. And I was reading your reflection paper. Sorry, the profile, and
Mhm.
seems like you read a lot of books. And one of the main thing that in what I do in this podcast is asking what kind of book you read. That's like the frequent question that I ask. But and I noticed that you read Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead is your favorite book, and I'm currently reading. I borrowed Atlas Shrugged of Ayn
Nice.
Rand from Shizenkan University Library. But this is Japanese dish, but it's this thick.
Mhm.
Yeah, and because it appeared in the class contents, and
Yeah.
also I somewhat hear Ayn Rand's name like here and there quite recently. So I'm curious to know why you picked Ayn Rand's novel as your like favorite book.
Yeah. So it was gifted to me by a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And Ayn Rand's Fountainhead is about story of two architects. And I got
Mm-hmm.
that as a gift while I was studying architecture, about
Mm-hmm.
how two architects have different approach of design. And the background is that there's one person who is for short-term goals and wanting to create these designs which are very in time and has the best possible job, and the another one was very radical, much ahead of time, and
Mm-hmm.
very innovative centric. but has a
mm,
very
mm,
hard journey in the beginning.
mm,
So
mm.
these were two stories, and I think it also reflects like so many favorite architects of mine, and coming from the
I see.
background of architecture and design. So I think that's how I loved that book.
Mm,
And it's also the writing of Ayn Rand is so detailed
yeah.
that you can literally feel the characters in front of your eyes
Mm, mm, mm.
when she writes. So it also takes long time to finish a book, especially for a person like me who is not a very fast reader.
Yeah, me neither. So I still have like 950 pages to go
Yeah,
with the Just Shrug. But
yeah.
it's yeah. Well, I cannot finish this in 2 weeks for sure. But yeah,
I have Atlas Shrugged. I started reading it a couple of years ago, but I left it. So this time I think I'm going to go back and start again.
yeah, yeah. Because Atlas Shrug was I heard it is very popular among those people behind Trump administration, like Peter Thiel and also JD Vance, the vice president. Those guys not worship, but sort of like name this book as like their favorite
Mm.
novel, and I was very interested to learn why, but it's too long. It's too long. I need to read faster. Yeah, and I need to read a lot of assignment text as well. So,
Oh,
but yeah,
yes.
I had to manage. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Beside the book, or it could be also a book. Curious to know what kind of like information resource or like sources you frequently read or watch or listen to, or
Uh,
your favorite contents like you regularly exposed to.
yes. Podcasts is one way
Oh,
because
it
it's
is. I
very
see.
like
Mm.
sometimes I listen to podcast when I'm working or doing some 3D
Mm.
modeling or something like that
Mm.
as
Mm.
well.
Mm. Mm.
So podcast is one. On and off, like whenever I'm commuting or something, love reading through newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
Like is
Mm.
a good way to get quick information, overview of things, some interesting articles as well.
Newspapers, as in like printed, like
No,
physical newspaper. That
just digital
on the
on
smartphone,
the
digital.
application. Yeah, smartphone.
I see.
Yeah, and many times magazines, like
Magazines, yes.
different. Yeah, because also luckily in we have lot of subscription in the office,
Mm.
like
Mm.
we get monthly
Yes, yes.
fresh stock, and some of them are very interesting, mostly design centric, but
Mm.
many
Mm.
times you also can get information from other parts. So I think these are some of my major sources of information.
I see.
And yeah,
It
YouTube and
YouTube. If that's okay, with you, I'd like to know some names, specific
uh-huh.
names of like podcasts and YouTube channels that you enjoy.
That's nice. I think this year the most impressive one was, I think you mentioned even in your last podcast, was about Naval Ravikant with Joe
Ah, Naval
Rogan.
Ravikant. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it
Wow.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an older episode, but I reheard it, and it was like so wonderful to hear him out
Yes.
again.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Also,
one of
you knew him.
those.
I discovered about Naval Ravikant like early this year, so I'm very new to him. But yeah.
I heard of him last year actually. So
Mm.
there was this Indian podcaster who had invited him,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
um, and then I heard his podcast and got so curious because until then I
I see.
didn't know of him. And based on that algorithm, I got like recommendation of Joe Rogan podcast on
Yes.
YouTube,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
and then I watched it.
I
So
see. Is
yeah,
podcast very big thing in India as well?
yes, it has grown to be big
It
now.
has. Ah, I see.
Yes,
Because I
yes.
heard it's big in United States. It's
Hmm.
getting bigger in Europe, but not so much in Japan yet. And I heard that it's Japan market is like 10 years behind US market.
Wow.
So it's like 2014, 15 um, of US. So I think it will be a big thing in Japan as well, like over the years. But
Hmm.
I was curious to know about India because there's so many listeners, potential listeners in India, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the numbers, I would say, because
Hmm.
I have never compared between different countries about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of access to language, English
Mm.
and other things, maybe Indians also consume a lot of Western content, maybe
Yes, yes.
European or American and stuff like that.
I see, I see. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Much
So there's
easier.
this interesting thing which I lately started understanding, that now many of the Indian podcasters are trying to focus also on the native language. Like it could be
I
Hindi or
see.
their own state
I see.
language.
Hmm. Makes
So
sense.
kind of
Hmm.
capture the essence of that thing and spread it to the wider audience.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, maybe that is also increasing the market share perhaps.
Of course, you speak Hindi as well.
Yes.
Oh, you do. So
Yeah.
you speak three languages, three very
I,
different
s-
languages.
I speak more than that.
More than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you let me know
Yeah.
what you can speak?
So I speak English, I speak
Okay.
Hindi, I speak
Okay.
Marathi.
Malaki?
Marathi is like the state
Malati.
language
Ah, okay,
from the
okay.
region that I
Malati.
come from.
I
I
see.
speak Gujarati.
Gujarati? Yes, yeah, I heard that.
Gujarati is another state language, and the language that I speak at home.
I see.
And then Japanese
Japanese.
to
Wow.
some extent, great extent, whatever. So five languages.
Is Marathi and Gujarati and Hindi like completely different language? Or
Yes,
do they share like some vocabularies like or grammar wise its structure is like same or totally different or
there are similarities,
mm-hmm.
like in terms of words. Like for example, Marathi and Hindi can have very similar, like similar writing style, like A B
I
C
see.
D, the same.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the sounds are different
I
in
see. So
Marathi
it's
and
like
in
maybe
Hindi.
Spanish and French and Italian.
I am not
Maybe.
sure
Yeah, well,
because
so
I
yeah,
don't know those languages.
I don't know those languages as well, but
Yeah. So, for example,
relatively
in Hindi,
close,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, kind of close, I would say. Like, for example, in
Mm-hmm.
Hindi, we say pani, and in Marathi, we say pani. So, it may sound
Mm.
the same for the person. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you can spot the difference.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, but I think the people in the region can say, ah, okay, if I say pani in Hindi, it will sound very strange.
I see.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's
Hmm.
kind of that. Yeah.
Wow. Do you find the Japanese like Kansai Ben and also like Japanese like, Tokyo dialect very different, or you don't see much difference there? The Japanese dialect.
There is definitely difference in how you deliver the speech, one.
Mm-hmm.
And some words, like for example, when you travel to Kyoto, they say maidokini, and in
Maidokini,
other
yeah.
parts it's like arigato gozaimasu. So
Yes, yes.
there's so many different things like those. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I think you can definitely feel the difference
I
between
see, I
them.
see.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Many students in our classmates in Shizenkan are experts of language.
Oh yes,
Yeah, so I'm amazed. I can only speak in Japanese and some of English.
I
I
think.
envy you guys.
But it's interesting to see there are like so many people speaking multiple languages and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
expressing so fluently is so beautiful when I hear them. Yeah, that's really nice.
yeah. So my next question, going back to the classroom,
Mhm.
and so as I mentioned, I think you ask very sharp, good question that contributes to the class learning, and that's not only my perception, but everybody else is saying that. And I wonder how you prepare for the class.
I just read the assignments that
Yes.
they have asked us to. And honestly, sometimes I don't even remember during the class, like what did I read many times
Mm-hmm.
because the content is so deep or something. And I think just during the class, when the professor is explaining and things, somewhere I think just my mind relates like kind of the two things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe I just asked the question what I feel like or didn't understand, uh,
Mm-hmm.
or feel that okay, why this has happened or what has this led to or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
there is no specific preparation. Definitely I read the assignments because if
Mm-hmm.
I don't read that, it will be very difficult to understand the
Yes.
content
Yes.
or the background
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it in terms of
Mm,
preparation.
mm, mm,
Yeah. And just, yeah, there's no,
mm.
nothing special.
I see. I see. I currently struggle with system thinking, learning. To me, it feels like learning a new language, a new way of uh, you know perception of the world, and putting in put it in a model that I've
Hmm.
not really used not used to.
Hmm.
But so I definitely feel the need of preparation, good preparation to the class. But do you find that like system thinking something like that as a very new thing, or um, I wonder how you feel about the system thinking class, something like that.
Yeah. It has been challenging for me in many terms because
Mm-hmm.
we do user empathy maps similarly, like what
Use that
user
empathy
thinks.
map. I see.
Yeah. But however, system is much more larger, not just user
Mm-hmm.
empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I get caught up between the empathy map and the systems map. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really need to break the chain of that, what I know, and to some extent, I would say. So I'm struggling with that, and I definitely need more practice or more study to get that
Mm-hmm.
understanding or application better.
I see. I see. All right.
So
Hmm.
it is. It. I think it is one of the challenging things so far, I would say, other than numbers.
Other than numbers. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we all got the numbers grades, and are you happy with your grades, or what
Yeah,
did you feel?
surprisingly happy. Just to.
Really? Okay. That's great. That's great. Nice. And we're waiting for the companies class and sci-tech class.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
the
It
grades
was
as well.
funny because I haven't experienced getting grades in a very long time. I think most of us
Yeah,
haven't
me too. Me
experienced
too.
it.
Yes, yes,
And
me too.
the other day, like I was so kind of nervous and curious.
Yeah, taking tests like closed book test was
Oh
like
yes,
for many years I haven't done that. So
same,
yeah,
likewise.
it made me nervous. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let me ask the question about your future or like
Mhm.
future plan. And so the first, this is also my frequent question I'm curious about is what change you think will occur in the future with this coming wave of AI or like generative AI, how it changes your work style or also like lifestyle as well.
Interesting. Like I can see the change happening with for myself in the past
Mm-hmm.
1 year so massively
Mm,
in terms of how I've started using AI tools in my day to day life, including my professional and personal life both.
mm,
So,
mm,
professionally, if I speak like earlier, compiling, for example, research document or data would take weeks.
mm,
And
mm.
just like thinking and thinking about how to categorize it and how to do
Yes.
organize the data to make it more easier for everyone to understand.
Mm,
But now using different tools, basic tools, maybe let's say ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, or whatever,
mm, mm, mm.
um, it is like so easy to organize things quicker.
Yes.
And then, of course, you can, with the help of AI, you can. I use it as an additional add-on tool, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can still refine things as how I want in much shorter period of time,
Yes.
and then I can concentrate on other important things, perhaps.
Mm,
So I see that as very rewarding.
mm, mm,
That is the good side of it.
mm,
But many a times, like I think that how dependent I'm getting on that tool.
mm, mm.
Like the other day, I was using Anthropic Claude,
Yes.
and somehow it stopped working. And I was like, oh, why is this not working? I need this
Mm.
information right now. So
Right,
that
right.
kind of gave me like the feeling that this is so not good that I'm getting so dependent on something
Mm, mm,
where I can do these things by myself as well. So yeah, in the future, that as the question what you asked, I feel it's gonna in the immediate future I look at AI as a synergy tool between human and technology, basically. That
mm,
together, if we come together both in a good way of usage, it's going to be so helpful and rewarding to what we can do and create together. Yeah, but having said that, the nature of jobs will change to a different extent. How I also see at it through design lens, I would say, is that, let's say, before couple of decades, like one particular designer did all the jobs. For
mm,
example, an architect was also an industrial designer, an architect was also an urban planner, a graphic designer, or whatever, XYZ.
mm,
And
mm,
then in past few years, the things got very fragmented.
mm.
Like it was like one person does one job, one person does one job. I think we're going to return back to the original
Mm,
state where
mm.
one person does multiple jobs, that you're
Interesting.
not,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
not defined by wanting to do only a particular task.
Mm, mm,
And I
mm,
think that would change the nature of job,
mm,
like not like super specialization, but more like more broader expansion of your activities,
mm, mm.
is how I am thinking that will change with technology evolution.
I see. I see.
What is
Interesting.
your perspective? How do you see AI impacting our lives, and or not just AI, any other
Yeah.
technological revolution in that case?
So I think there are some layers of change happening,
Hmm.
and in the short term, see organizations getting smaller.
Hmm.
So less people are able to handle more tasks. So I think many companies will be a smaller team and having more productivity and maybe profits. Like for instance, I see this company called Cursor. It's like a coding platform company,
Hmm.
and they are just I think still maybe a team of 30 to 50, I think, and they already uh, generate, I think it was like more than 200 or 300 million US dollars, yeah, a year. And that company is still like 3 or 4 years old. So the growth of like startup is very fast. So
Hmm.
it's a very specific industry. It's a
Hmm.
coding platform for software programmers. But I think similar thing would happen in maybe design, software industry, and then gradually to other industry as well. So
Hmm.
maybe ultimately in the future, other than management and salespeople, everything potentially could be replaced by AI, or not completely, but like only one person per department. That type of thing could happen.
Hmm.
Is what I see. And also the second layer is that how we think, the humans, how we think with or without AI is probably different. So I still cannot really fully imagine my kids growing up with ChatGPT, how they are going to use their head,
Hmm.
unlike us. Yeah. So I'm very curious to know like ChatGPT native generations, how they going to think or how they going to work. I think it's going to be completely different because all the
Interesting.
knowledge is very accessible.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I grew up when there's no internet yet. Yeah. So I think how I use my brain and how I learn and how I think is pretty much different from the younger generation.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah,
I'm
I see
curious to
those.
know, are your children using AI tools already? Like, are they using ChatGPT? Not
They're
yet.
not yet, but I sometimes play with ChatGPT, and my son is 6 years old, so
Mm-hmm.
he sometimes have this question about how dinosaur got extinct. So he asks
Right.
that question to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT
Mm-hmm.
answers. It is said that the meteor hit the Earth and
Mm-hmm.
that changed climate and that kind of
Interesting.
thing. And really naturally, my kid speaks to AI as if he's speaking to another person. I'm not sure if he's thinking it is an AI or he's talking to somebody else on the phone. I think he cannot tell the difference at this moment.
At this moment. So he just feels that he's talking to like somebody who is solving his problem or answering the
Yes,
questions.
yes.
Interesting.
So already the Turing test is passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so sort of.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
Yeah, and
But I think it's
yeah,
going to impact the education system. It's going to definitely revolutionize how education systems evolve for
yes, yeah,
children. Um, yeah, just a bit off topic, but the other day I read something very interesting. Like there's a university in India which is called as IIT. Like
yes. Very
it's
very famous institute.
right in and I think the article said that IIT Mumbai is allowing students to use ChatGPT for exams.
Mm,
But when you use the ChatGPT, you should give clear indication that you have used ChatGPT and enter
mm,
all your
mm.
prompts. That
I
what
see.
prompts have you used? So nature of I think evaluation and examination is going to change.
Mm, mm, mm,
So this is right now, but as kids
mm,
grow up, in
mm,
your case, like he's just 6 right now, and he's going to,
mm.
as he progresses in his life, I think it's going to be such a different story as against how we have had education or having education right now.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Mm.
that's interesting story.
Yeah.
So they are evaluating the prompt
Yes.
as well, and how
Yes.
that person used the output of AI. That the whole
Exactly.
process. I see.
Exactly. Because
Mm,
eventually, coding coding, of course, matters, but
mm,
what
mm,
matters is what problem are you solving and how creatively you're thinking,
mm, mm, mm.
and how are you looking at the picture of
Yeah, yeah.
like the system or problem. So it's basically challenge. They are looking for not the output but the process.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Very grounded way of thinking using AI
Yeah.
in the real life, and yeah,
I had the same
interesting.
feeling. Like I said, this is interesting approach because you cannot run away with things saying that you
Yeah.
cannot use AI anymore
Mm, mm,
because everybody has access,
yes.
and how to make it more ethical in terms of
Mm,
usage. I think
mm, mm.
this was, I thought it could be a good way of looking at it this way as well.
Yeah, I agree. And my next question would be I learned that you're in the reflection paper. I think you're very mindful about the climate change, and I wonder what makes you mindful about climate change, and currently what kind of like activities that you do or you want to do in the near future related to this matter.
Yeah. I think we, from like first thing is experiencing climate change over the years firsthand, like how we see the weather changing
Hmm.
has definitely impacted my thinking and approach,
Hmm.
and trying to see things through a sustainable lens also comes from the fact that from the professional background of designing products, because sometimes when we design consumer products we use so much plastic and so much of materials,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
entire process causes so much, it's like a chain reaction of pollution and consumption and recycling, and what happens after the product is not used anymore. So all
Hmm.
those things, when I think of it, I think that made me really understand that how bad is our process in terms
I see.
of like the circular chain of circular economy or circular usage of things or regeneration. We never think about those things. That was the, I think, inception points of how I got interested in the topic,
Hmm.
and more in details. Like whenever I get an opportunity, I've joined like small workshops about understanding what can be done. uh, and when we think about sustainability and climate change, it's such a deep topic because it's not just the, to put it in words, I would say it's not just about the overall climatic change but also how we consume things, right?
Yes.
Because that eventually impacts the bigger picture, be it food industry, be it clothing industry, be it
Hmm.
electronics.
Our habits
So
or like how we
yeah,
act on
exactly.
the consumption. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely, habits and
Totally. Yeah.
lifestyle. So oftentimes I feel very like looking at the vending machines, I always feel like, why do we have so many vending machines? Is
In
there
Japan.
really a need? Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well have refilling stations, right?
Mm, mm, mm,
And not create so much single use plastic.
mm, mm,
uh, so things like those things just I think want me to, or kind of gives me a sense of like, how can we solve these issues basically,
mm,
or
mm,
changing
mm,
lifestyle or habit or behavior pattern.
mm. I see.
uh,
Do
I'm
you
not sure if I
see?
answered your question correctly, but
I think your answer is very straightforward. And so my next question would be: climate change in Japan and in India. Or are they similarly changing, or do you see any change more rapidly progressing in this part of the world or in another part of the world? How do you
so
see it?
I see there is differences and there are similarities in both the cases. Like,
Mm,
for example, temperature rising in
mm,
Japan, like summers are getting so long and so tiring.
yeah, yeah.
And likewise in India, temperatures are soaring, rainfall
Mm.
is crazy. This year it rained almost 7 months, 6 months. No, sorry. It started in June and it was raining until October. So it rained
The raining season was longer,
much longer.
much longer.
Yeah, ideally it should end August. By August, it should start reducing,
Mm,
because
mm, mm,
October, November is like harvesting season for crops.
mm,
But
mm,
it
mm, mm.
continued to rain, and then the soil is still, like, it ruined the crops. The soil is wet, so they can't reap, like, they lose a cycle of crop
Yeah,
because the soil is still wet, something like that.
I see.
So that is one side, right? And then similar in Japan, like you see typhoons and rains and all those things.
Yes. Mm,
But on the other side, there's another, the difference is that in Japan has clean air, the pollution is less. So when you
mm,
step out, you can still breathe and you don't feel that. But if you go to India right now, especially New Delhi or any other big metropolis,
mm.
it's like the air pollution is so bad that people cannot breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are evidently again a different side of it, which is
Mm,
part of like global environmental change, I would say.
mm, mm.
Because a couple of years ago, this problem never persisted to this bad extent.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I when I went to, well, that this is 10 years ago, but Mumbai had this like yellowish air sky
Yes.
when I visited. So yeah, yeah. That is primarily from um from cars. Or
Many factors. Car emission is one.
mm,
Industries not
mm,
having proper systems to take care of these
mm,
fumes
mm,
and,
mm.
like, yeah,
I see.
the factors. Also comparing like the number of, like, the population is also so different between Japan and India
Mm,
or
mm,
any other big country, like any other country. So
mm,
that is another factor that adds pressure to the system, which leads to non-functioning.
mm, mm.
Yeah, reasons are many actually. So it's failure. I think I can clearly see a failure of system actually. Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
what leads to this whole problem, or escalating this problem.
Thank you. Mm. So questions about the future. Again,
Mhm.
what do you personally want to work on in the future? It could, could be the extension of our current discussion, but maybe 10 years, 20 years time span after graduating Shizenkan.
Yeah, yeah. I think one thing I'm really wanting to work is on the strategic part of design,
Mm, mm,
like more fundamentals, where I can address all, like, try to address these bigger issues. Could it be sustainability? Could it be how how we create or what is the need of the product, in,
mm,
or is it really required to have a new product? Like rethinking these systems again, and not just based on uh, sheer profits and numbers, but trying to make more sustainable businesses and activities while adding value to the society is something that I want to do. Honestly, this is still a very conceptual, vague idea, but this is
mm,
something that I'm aiming for
mm.
once I finish this program to get in this field of work. And I'm not seeing myself as an independent, so far, as an independent person who is trying to set up a new organization or something, but I'm looking
Mm,
myself as more to be an integral part of an organization
mm,
and try to see if I can make and bring about changes. Um, so perhaps not completely reinvent the wheel, but try to see that what paradigm shifts we can bring in to change the direction of where we are heading, to
mm.
speak in a in an abstract way, perhaps.
I see. Do you see any role model?
Yeah, I think it was Patagonia founder.
Okay. Yeah,
I think
definitely.
he was one of the persons who I was like, about whom I read and came to know. Actually, I knew about the organization, but then I got
Mm,
more
mm,
details about it during COVID, about how the company is functioning and what they do exactly. So that was one very inspiring
mm.
role model for me as one thing. And yeah, for designers, this would sound very like cliche, but yes, Steve Jobs was another person who,
I see. Interesting.
yeah, because how he revolutionized the entire system is very interesting in terms of
Mm,
how he created this ecosystem of products and changed the behavior of how people use things. So I think these two people have been somebody like the North Star
mm, mm,
to
mm,
look at and
mm.
see if I
Yeah,
can do
definitely.
something
Mm,
little
mm.
in my course of life and course of career, perhaps.
Yes, I totally agree, especially on the Patagonia.
Hmm.
I also knew Patagonia. It's so like a cool brand, outdoor brand. But
True.
during the Shizenkan course, I learned how coherent the product and the organization and their philosophy was, and very aligned together. I was very amazed how the company was designed by the founder.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm wearing Patagonia right
Oh, wow.
now. Yeah, yep. I only have few products. This is one of them. So we're, I think, close to the end, and I'm always asking who else do you want to or do you want to recommend for this
Mhm.
podcast, and maybe ask, I don't know, questions, or hear more about
Yeah,
anybody specifically.
we have so many fantastic classmates. Like, I would love to hear
Yes,
them all.
agree. Yeah.
I think some names have already been said in the past podcast, so
Mhm.
I'll try to give a few other names, perhaps.
Thank you. Yeah.
Serena can be an interesting candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I have had small interactions with her and very curious to know more about her.
Yeah.
Like, how does she think through about things?
Mm-hmm.
And
Letitia. Yep. Mm.
yeah, working in the tourism industry, how she looks at it has a very
Mm-hmm.
interesting lens of looking at things as well. So, amongst girls, I would recommend the two. Amongst boys, of course, Suhas is one. Like in
Mm-hmm.
the past podcast, his name has come many a times.
Yes.
And perhaps Leo can also be interesting.
Leo. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, haven't heard much from him, but I would love to
yes.
hear him out.
Yeah. And he's sitting at the Bonenkai this year.
Yes.
Yeah. He was very active on Bonenkai, so I
Yeah,
liked his move. I
that's
liked his
definitely
move.
true.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the names. I'll go check with their schedule and be on the podcast
That would be
as soon as
fantastic.
possible. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Is there any questions or like comments that you'd like to make? You haven't talked like enough, or
Oh, yeah.
is there anything that I missed asking?
No, I was actually wondering if, I mean, it's fantastic how you have phrased these things because I was not sure if I can speak for 1 hour. Like, I was wondering, what will I answer before the podcast? Like, am I
But
even
wasn't it
having.
quick? Wasn't it quick?
It was
You know,
very quick. I didn't
60 minutes
realize
is
it.
very short. I always
Yeah,
think, oh, 60 minutes is very short.
yeah. Same. I still feel like I just started talking to you and I can still go on and on kind of a thing. So
Yes, yes,
that
yeah.
is very beautiful how you have captured
Oh,
the
thank you,
overall
thank you,
things. Yeah. It's
thank you so much.
also it's very interesting because many a times in the rush of your life you don't have time to think, stop and think. And I think this has been a great way of
Hmm.
just to take a little pause and think about how have been framed for each of us kind of a things. I think thank you for giving me this 1 hour to rethink about how the
No,
journey
well,
has been. And
thank you
uh,
for sharing your, thoughts and yeah, and your past experience and how you think about design. And yeah, it was very well interesting. And I'm
thank you.
sure the listeners will find this episode very interesting.
I hope
Thank
so.
you.
If someone or anything just spark an idea, maybe, yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this is for the listeners.
Yeah.
So for the listeners, thank you for listening. Please send me feedback through Spotify, YouTube, or any media or at the classroom. And please don't forget to hit a follow or like or subscribe button and become a member of this talk room. And thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Arwa, for joining and sharing your thoughts and ideas. And it's very fun to talk. Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so much.
much. It was brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. And see you in the classroom next week.
Yes.
All right.
See you. Bye bye.
Okay.